first trade I had this week was a trade on CHWJPY, CJ. Fortunately, I got stopped out. Let me fix it real quick. Fortunately, I got stopped out eventually when I was in this trade. I was like looking for a continuation, taking out these highs to the left, like these ascending highs. You know, I was like, all right, cool. So from an external view of the market, I've already like prevented the market. I already like knew what I was looking for. So looking from this yearly open, from this yearly level open, is a great key level, right? So whenever price tends to come from here, tends to come tends to like retrace and tap into the lows, it tends to reject. And as you can see right here, we rejected. We came back down, and we dumped it, and we just rejected. Also, if you can see, rejected also right here, rejected right here also from here. This one, it's more like a support and resistance. Like you could like for example, right here, we just dumped from here. So it's not really like a confluence. It's not really like a strong confluence, but it's just like a level where like, okay, cool, where can we flip, or like just to like reject from, like where we could just like where can we reject from. So this is like a level of like a strong level. Like it's just a strong level overall. So and yeah, we didn't really take out this low. This is like a strong low, like a really strong low. I'm looking, for example, if I were to like, okay, cool, I'm really bearish. Like if I'm really bearish, I would look for something like this. For example, this is like a proper swing low, right? We just double topped this area, so we didn't really break this high. And then, it was like, okay, cool, we are somewhat creating bearish structure, and then boom, we just dumped, right? We didn't really take out this low. We didn't really sweep nor took it out, like closed it below it. So, all right, cool. So it was just like a key level, like a key high time frame level. So yearly open, rejected from it, and then we just started taking out these highs, and then boom. Now our whole buy flipped from bearish to bullish, and then I was looking for that. So this is what I was looking for. So I was looking for just like a continuation, and unfortunately, I just got stopped out right before the whole move. So I got stopped out right before the whole move, and then boom. Now I just went. So it's part of the game, like losses are part of the game. As long as you like know what you're doing, and you're not like forcing trades out of the blue moon, where you're like, oh, I'm just taking this trade, you'll be fine, bro. As long as you just know what you're doing, you're not really forcing something, you'll be good. So that's my first trade right there. Unfortunately, it was a loss. So markets ain't perfect. Second trade I had this week was, all right, you guys could crucify me on this one, all right? This wasn't the best trade I took. Honestly, I didn't know why. Honestly, I have no clue why I took this trade, but it was valid in my opinion. I just wanted, like, for example, I just wanted to see a short continuation, right? I just wanted to see a continuation to take out some of these highs, right? Some of these ascending highs, but fortunately, market just phased out. It chopped around for a bit, then boom, I got stopped out, and then unfortunately, that's a loss, bro. I'm not gonna complain about it. It is what it is, part of the game. Honestly, like in these conditions, I shouldn't be forcing trades like these. There's not really like a high power trade. Not really like a trade you would really want to take and force. So just like you gotta rethink and understand like, well, what are the type of trades I'm taking? And just like a short. Honestly, our bias is bullish, right? Like we've just been taking out these highs. So come on, we took out this overall swing high. So so we did realize some swing lows. For example, we had previously marked up right here, and then once we've just been taking out these highs, this low led to this big high, this low, this high. Sorry. All right, cool. So this low led to big highs. So then, like, if you just, since like once we had a strong low and we broke this high that led to this low, we could just like say, all right, cool. Instead of like looking at it from an external view, we already know that this is shifting from bearish to bullish, right? So as you can see, we just want to see a continuation to the highs, right? Unfortunately, I didn't get that. So I'm not gonna cope and say, oh, we have bad market conditions, but I think this is me, right? Understand, like, okay, you shouldn't be taking. Yeah, you're right with trend. Yeah, you're right with direction. Yeah, you're correct with everything, but you shouldn't be like forcing trades out of the blue moon. So this is like a trade that Lowkey kind of forced. It was Lowkey moving well for quite some. It was moving decent. We were chopping around a little bit, and then I was like, okay, cool, it's gonna go up, right? But unfortunately, I hit stop loss. So So this is my second trade I had this week. Third trade I had this week was on gold. It's a short scalp. I don't really trade gold outside of my sessions. I tend to trade gold. Sorry about this. Let me just fix this real quick. My intros right here. Below slow. Yeah. So yeah, we started chopping around a lot. So same thing with this position. Honestly, we were low key kind of reacting from this supply, but I wasn't like low key wasn't stressed about it. You know, it was a decent top, but I wasn't like it's cool because we didn't like this supply is like low key like invalid to this demand because with this supply, yeah, it is a supply, correct. We did take out liquidity, but we really didn't take out any major low. Like maybe you could say this low right here, but honestly, it's a scalp at the end of the day. I'm just scalping, right? I tend to trade gold from my key time windows from I think from 6 a.m. Like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. and then I just stopped trading. I tend to stop trading around this time. So right here, away from there, and then just trade from there to here. So I don't really be trading gold outside then. I used to trade gold in Asia, but honestly, I just want to like keep my edge. I want to keep my like edge and like make sure I'm not really like just forcing trades out of the sky. So yeah. So unfortunately, this was a break even. Reason why I went break even is mainly just a couple factors. Number one, just we were chopping. Number one was just because it was out of my session, right? Like I said, right? It was like I went break even. I think it was like around 12:45. Because I don't really like to trade outside my session, right? And I already know like past like 12-ish, right? Gold tends to like volume just tends to die down because markets are just like slow. It's probably the end of the day for most banks. Most banks are not really open. There's not much money moving around, unless it's just like high impact news. But apart from that, I just went break even because it was way out of my session time and out of data. And I could also back this with data, right? So I remember back to some trades that were like around 11, 12-ish. I held it, and only like 20% of them hit TP. The rest just started. The rest like hit it off a holy stutter. The rest just hit my stop loss, so that was it. So I went break even, and yeah, Lowkey saved me a loss, right? I would have been down like 3% this week, so yeah, it was really nice. So next week, just hope we can get some nice price action. Honestly, the market conditions are not. Honestly, they're not really great. I'm not gonna lie, it's not really great. It's not looking good, especially with these war tensions and whatnot, Iran and the U.S. But let's see what we can do, man. It's part of the game, This is where like the real test shows, like whether you could, if you can survive in these tough conditions, whether you can survive in these horrible price actions. If you can survive in any moments, you can survive in any moment, in any time in trading, in the whatever, even global tensions, whatnot. You could survive. So yeah, that's basically about it. Yeah. So I'm gonna catch y'all later. Take it easy.